All right, what's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Good morning. We got boxing today. We got boxing this afternoon. Adrian Molina in the building. What's good? Black Fonz, what's happening with you? Kamal Oz in the building. Where you been, Kamal? What's up, man? Where you been, Kamal? Ain't seen you in a minute, Kamal. See your notes. Ralph the One, what's going on, man? Antonio King, what's good? Double R, what's happening with you, man? It's Mr. Pryor to you. Good morning. What's going on, Mr. McKinney? Terrell in the building. What's going on, sir? Terrell and Tyrell in the building. What's happening? What's going on, Mr. Hill? To top of the morning, Martin, and all the good people in the chat. May all your days be nothing short of amazing and full of grace and great favor. Yes, sir. Thank you. Need that. DH, what's up, man? What's going on, man? What's going on, Thomas Hill? Double R. What's up, man? Y'all hit that like button. Yeah, man, hit that like button. Dinero Breed Kennel, what's up, man? Expensive Paper, man. Bomb Squad. Man, these dudes don't want no smoke with Bomb Squad, bro. Bomb Squad, boxing's most ducked. Bomb Squad, what's going on, Mr. McClarty? How are you? Look, man, we putting links in early this morning. We doing it all. I want to talk to people today. Big of finance all over. What is that? Big of finance all over the Caribbean. I have no idea what you mean. What's going on, Soap Studio? What's happening, Soap Studio? And shout out to Adrian Molina, man. Thank you, brother, for your support in the Cash App, man. Thank you, man. I saw that. You was early, man. Thank you. Adrian Molina's big time supporter, man. Shout out to you, brother. Big $10 holler. Here's the gong, bro. Thank you, man. What's going on, Black Panther? What's going on, Black Panther? Napoleon Worthy in the building. What's up, Napoleon Worthy? This morning, I want to talk about the lightweights. I want to talk about how the lightweights are coming together, man. I have a suspicion. My dog truck lost. What is that? My dog truck lost. I don't know what you mean, man. What do you mean? You lost your truck? You lost your truck? I don't get what you mean. We're gonna wait till a couple hundred people. Hopefully we'll get 300 people in the building today. We should. We should. You know, kind of a downtime in boxing. Saturday morning. Not a lot popping other than this fight we got going on today with Alexander Usyk and Daniel Dubois, you know, and then you got Jared Anderson fighting somebody whose name, somebody that they're going to complain about after the fight takes place. So yeah, I saw Truck Simpson lost. I actually tuned into the fight right when the decision came in. And it seemed like some people were like, I didn't get a chance to see it though. I didn't get a chance to see that. Yeah, Ife and Gogbe fights too. Yeah, so a bunch of heavyweight fights today, and I am looking forward to it. There's a chance that we could see a shock. Right? That Alexander Usyk loses to Daniel Dubois, but I don't see it taking place. I think that there's a reason Tyson Fury doesn't want to fight Alexander Usyk. Hell of a fighter, man. Definitely getting up in age, but definitely another guy that I honestly, man, I think is underrated. Bucket List Boys, what's going on, man? What's happening with you, sir? We'll wait for some more people to come into the chat, man. Yeah, there's some good fights. I'm glad that we got fights in the afternoon, though. The afternoon fights, I'm glad we're getting fights in the afternoon. What's going on, Adrius Warren? How you feeling today, man? Salute to the OG and the chat. Yeah, man. Yeah, but we keeping it towards what's going on in the lightweight division today. Even though, because I don't really have too much to say about Danny Dubois and Alexander Usyk. I want these guys, first of all, the number one fight that needs to take, what's going on, Marcus Walls, take place in the heavyweight division is clearly Tyson Fury and Alexander Usyk. They need to make that fight happen. I don't. Tank right now is below Crawford. No, he's not. He's tripping. Below him in what? Below him in what? I don't know what you're talking about. Man, I'm good. Can't wait. Oh, what's good? Oh, that's what's up. Yes, the 30th is gonna be good. How in the world is he underneath? How is he below Terrence Crawford? At what? In pound per pound list? In weight and accomplishments? So Terrence Crawford is below, then Terrence Crawford is below Gervonta Davis. Okay. Then yeah, that is true. He's definitely below him in weight and below him in accomplishments. Terrence Crawford is below Gervonta Davis too. How about that? Man, I'm so sick of these dogs already. Fury trying to hold out to the highest payday. He would already got it. That payday ain't going up. His payday ain't going up for that fight. So you have anything to say about that, 7 cents? You can click the link. Like I said, I'd like to talk boxing to people today. Please do not sit there and just try to throw dumb shit out. What's going on, Rodriguez Boxing? That's not true. Tank has accomplished what Crawford has at 147. Excuse me, he is below him. He's below him in money and fan interest. You want to name what you think he's below him in. I just told you 2 things that Terrence Crawford is ahead of him in. That he's below Gervonta Davis in fan interest and money. There you go. Ticket sales, he's behind him in ticket sales. He's below him in ticket sales. He's below him in income. He's below him in fan interest. He's below him in all of those things. He's not a 147 pound. He's not at 147 pounds, you moron. He's not at 147. He's not accomplished anything at 154 either. You want to talk about weight classes that Gervonta Davis is not in? He hasn't done anything at 147. Dude, do you watch boxing? Or are you just talking? For real. Do you watch boxing or are you just talking? Monster Inoue is not fought at 147 either. Nobody in boxing below what? There's all kind of 135 pounders. Devin Haney's never fought at 147 either. God, this is stupid. What kind of stupid shit is this? Hey, look, man, I'm gonna have to throw you out because you're not very bright. Okay, we're gonna have to time you out because you're wasting my time. Shush. Shush. You just want to bring up Terrence Crawford's name. That's all you want to do. Well, what about Terrence Crawford? Man, y'all are so desperate to try to drag these people, to try to drag PBC fighters down. Terrence Crawford's a PBC fighter. How you like that? Hey, Devin just moved to 140. Look, man, can you please leave me alone with all of that? Just shush. Bring up something that's real. Or click the link, either one. Either that or you can click the link. It doesn't matter to me. You can do one or the other. You can click the link. What's going on, Nick Balling? I don't think I said what's up to you, Nick Balling. What's up, Nick Balling? Richard Paris out here talking about his purses, man. And all these dudes, that's a hand, man. Is that a purse? That ain't a purse. Anyway, what up? What's going on, Big Keith? I'm chilling, man. I'm chilling. We just up here talking this boxing. That's it. listening to somebody be silly trying to get in an argument about Terrence Crawford because they think that, first of all, Terrence Crawford is the #1 pound-for-pound fighter in the world. Congratulations, Terrence Crawford. Terrence Crawford just won the second biggest fight of the year. He just won. Can I get a gong for sure, Brock Howard? There you go. Gonged up. Absolutely. Gonged up. What did I think about the fight last night? I didn't see it. I turned it in. I turned it on, Mr. White. I turned it on right when it was coming on, and I saw the decision. And then I was too tired to go back and watch it. You know about that 8-rounder with Truck Simpson? I didn't get a chance to see it. I didn't watch the whole fight. I just got to see the very end of it. Like literally, they were in the ring and they were taking off their gloves. But you know how it goes. He'll be back. That's what I think. Bird 101. Nobody wants smoke with me. They don't want smoke. All I have is these guys. All I have coming over here are these guys that get paid to do it. You know, they get paid just to try to hang in there long enough to say something stupid, and hopefully somebody will agree with them. I hear the people in the chat. The people in the chat agree with me. No, they don't. Hey, J Mill said, best of mornings for nine in the chat. Salute GTD, Frank Martin, Bomb Squad, and still team man down. Yeah, man. I can't wait to get. Honestly, man, I'm looking forward to that rematch. I'm looking forward to the rematch, dog. I'm looking forward to the rematch. Watchman for Christ. Watchman for Christ. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you, man. Let me get that going for that support, bro. You said, hey, but if Haney doesn't fight Regis, what does he do? I don't know what he's going to do if he don't fight Regis. I don't know. That WBC belt already's up. Is the microphone off? I don't think so. Oh, you know what though? Oh, it said crappy here. No, it's that crappy. I'm sorry. Is that better now? There you go. Yeah, now the mic ain't off, man. Somebody told me it was crappy. But what does he do? Who does he fight? If he doesn't fight Regis Prograis, I think he should try to get a fight with Teofimo Lopez. Yeah, I'm sorry about that, man. Yeah, that went wrong. Yeah, I think that he should get a fight with Teofimo Lopez. Teofimo Lopez. Hey, give me 1 second. I'll be right back. I gotta do something. Sorry about that. I'm back. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. I'm back. I would say, let me see. I don't think he should go back to 135, Watchman for Christ. I tell you this, I do not think he should go back down to 135. I don't think he belong in that. You obviously have anger issues timing people out for having an opinion. No, I don't. You don't have an opinion. You're ignorant. What opinion? That's just. I mean, you want to give me your opinion about? I don't know who has the best looking toenails. You're just saying stupid shit, man. You just say stupid shit. You know, you're just saying stupid shit. You know what I mean? You just saying stupid shit, 7 Cent. You said something about Terrence, about how Gervonta Davis has never done anything at 147. Gervonta Davis does not fight at 137, at 147. That's just a stupid comment. So you are dumbing down the conversation. This is a conversation. This is a boxing channel where people that have at least a basic baseline understanding of how boxing works. It's necessary to have an intelligent conversation. I want to explain to you that Gervonta Davis doesn't fight at 147. You can say then that Jared Anderson is below, that Canelo Alvarez is below Jared Anderson. Because Jared Anderson has done more at heavyweight than Canelo Alvarez has. You're just not a very bright guy. What can I say? You're just talking to hear yourself talk. So I block you because I have a tendency to talk to people that say dumb things. You know? Hey, much love. Hey, to my guy, Expensive Paper, said just showing support. Bomb Squad. Thank you, brother. Hey, thank you, Expensive Paper. Thank you, man. Appreciate you, sir. Okay, so that's just a silly thing that you said. And I have to time you out because I'll keep talking to you. Because it's free material. Hey, thank you, man. Jay Miltz joined the chat, brother. Thank you, Jay Miltz. Jay Miltz, as a channel member. Thank you, Jay Miltz. Thank you, brother. You don't have enough time to be debating with this fake boxing fans. I mean, it's just something silly to say. You know what I mean? Kamal Oz said, maybe we get 10 counts. 10 counts? God dang, man. Bray Wyatt, Terry Funk, and Ron Cephas Jones. Absolutely. Rest in peace to Bray Wyatt. Rest in peace to Bray Wyatt, Terry Funk, and Ron Cephas Jones. And that was a 30 count because I can't do 110 count for 3 people in a row. That's disrespectful to the dead. So we did a 30 count. We did a 30 count. And if I had done them 3 times in a row, that may have been confusing. Or let me explain it because that could have been confusing to people that heard that. Terry W said, Tank doesn't have to do anything except what he wants to do. He's not chasing belts. Thank you, brother. Jay Mills, for putting a little color in that chat, man. Fanon, what I missed last night, y'all talking about? Oh, they're talking about Truck Simpson lost. Truck Simpson lost to this Mexican cat with a nasty overbite. Vladimir Hernandez. What's going on, Big Ray? How you feeling, man? What's going on with you, sir? Fanon, shush that boy. My mother used to shush me as a kid. Just shush him. Yeah, it is what it is, man. I don't mind talking. Like, I try to correct people if I can correct you, if I can help you. But back to the last question about what I think Devin Haney should do. I think he should fight Teofimo Lopez if he doesn't fight Regis Prograis. What I really think he should do is just fight Regis Prograis. But if he doesn't, he can fight Teofimo Lopez, or he can fight the winner of Matias, because Matias is ordered to fight somebody. So, but it'll be interesting, man, what he does, man. Yeah, Truck Simpson lost last night. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what he does. I don't know what he's going to do, to tell you the truth. Or, I don't know what he should do. You know what I mean? Kamal Oz in the building. What's going on, Kamal? You're on mute.
Hey, Fanon, can you hear me?
I can hear you well now.
All right, sir. Hey, first I want to give a shout out to the PBC and Tim Tszyu putting together another great fight. Tim Tszyu could have settled for Josh Kelly, who's number 1 in the WBO rankings, but he's taking on Brian Mendoza, who's a very good fighter. A lot of people know him, including my guy, Boxing Ego. So Brian Mendoza is coming off that knockout win, upset win over Sebastian Fundora. So another great fight. You got to give your props. I don't know why people hate Tim Tszyu. The guy's taking on tough fights. He hasn't sat around waiting for Jamel Charlo, and PBC and him is a great combination because they're making good, meaningful fights for this guy. So you have to give your hats off to that. Also, Boo Boo Andrade versus David Benavidez. I don't know if it's been formally announced, but another good move for the PBC. You got to give props to David Benavidez and Boo Boo Andrade. They're not getting the Canelo fights. So they fight each other in the best fighting for both. Boo Boo is finally getting his first meaningful fight, true meaningful fight for a career of being ducked and making wrong decisions. So we really got to celebrate. The PBC is essentially, and they're not getting credit from corporate media, Fanon, they're essentially putting everybody to shame when it comes to boxing. Al Heyman is saving the sport of boxing. Wanted to get your thoughts, Fanon, on a couple of topics before I hang up. Jared Anderson had a recent interview, says he's not in boxing for legacy. He's in it for money. This is on the heels of his comments saying he doesn't even love boxing. To me, those are 2 red flags. Who was it that said, I think it was Marvin Hagler said, it's not easy to go jogging at 5 o'clock in the morning when you have silk short pajamas. So to me, someone who's a prospect who really hasn't done much, making those 2 comments just seems kind of off to me. I wanted to get your thoughts on that real quick before I go to this.
Repeat that, because I was listening to something somebody said stupid to me in the comment section. I'm sorry.
Okay, you weren't paying.
Say that again?
Yeah, I just wanted to get your thoughts on Jared Anderson. Recently, he said he's not in boxing for legacy or prestige or to make history. He's only in boxing for the money. And this is on the heels of his comment about he doesn't love the sport of boxing. And to me, those are red flags for someone who's just a prospect, not even a contender at this point. So Marvin Hagler once said, it's hard to wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning when you're sleeping in silk pajamas. So I want to get your thoughts on that before I go to my final question.
Jared Anderson is telling the truth. So I don't have a problem with him saying that he's fighting for money, because that's the truth. That is what he's doing. And so I don't have a problem with him. I don't think as far as the silk pajamas portion of it, I don't think that he has the silk pajamas. So he should probably keep fighting hard. I think if you're telling people that you're working for money and you're just telling the truth, I don't have a problem with you telling the truth. When I have a problem with him saying saying things like, he doesn't love the sport, he doesn't like the sport, all of that stuff, that just brings bad spirits on you, in my personal opinion. But I think a lot of these guys are fighting for the money. That's what I think. And I think a lot of these guys will say whatever they need to say in front of a camera. And now I don't know if he doesn't feel like he wants to beat these guys just because he says that. You know what I mean? So that's just kind of how to take it. A lot of people say a lot of things. The question is, are they training? Are they preparing? Are they trying to get better in order to get the money? Then I don't have a problem with it, because a lot of people do what they do for money.
Okay,
that's
yeah.
how I see it.
Thank you for that, Fernand. Yeah, to me, when you say you're not looking for legacy, you're not looking to make an impact on the sport, and that's right after you saying you don't love the sport and you're only a prospect. I'm not dissing the guy, but to me, those are red flags to me, at least.
No, definitely. I agree with that for sure.
Okay, and last thing, Fernand, I do want to get your take on PBC putting together these big.
Hold on. Guillermo Maldonado. You can get your ass up on here on this chat, son. You can get your ass up here talking fucking crazy to me. I read your comments over there, dude. I read my comments, partner. If you think that you think I'm full of bullshit because of what I said about Gervonta Davis, you can hop your ass up on here and argue with me anytime you want. Ain't no need for you to be leaving some little silly ass message that you don't think I see. Because I saw it. Okay? Now, you think that's BS that I said Gervonta Davis is a champion? I'm sorry, but that's a fact. It's not a matter of an opinion of whether or not Gervonta Davis is a champion or not. That man is a champion. That is not a paper champion. He is a champion. Same thing that I called Devin Haney when Devin Haney had the WBC championship and he was a champion. Yeah, Guillermo, I read my comment section, my guy. So you want to debate with me? Get on up in there. Ain't no need to be sneak dissing me in the comments on videos that you don't think I'm going to read. Let's stop the BS. I can't wait. Somebody get up in here and tell me how that man ain't a champion. Y'all out here with that crazy ass logic again, where you think you got a choice. You don't have a choice about whether or not he's a champion or not. But go ahead. I'm sorry, Kamal, because I don't give a shit he's a champion. He's a champion. He's a champion, and you don't have a vote. You don't have a vote. He's a champion. But go ahead, Kamal. I'm sorry.
No, you don't have to apologize because people are disrespecting Tank. I've always said that he's my number 2 pound-for-pound boxer right now, and he's got an underrated resume. If he fights Pitbull Cruz again, it's a well-deserved fight. It's going to make money. And Pitbull Cruz just beat an undefeated fighter who had beaten 7 straight undefeated fighters himself. So people don't research stuff. They just hate PBC, they hate Floyd, and by extension, they hate Tank, and they just make up.
Oh, dude, I'm Guillermo Rigondeaux. You about to get bodied. You don't know what you're talking about. With that belt, you don't know what you're talking about. So no worries. I can't wait. You can jump on up in here.
And Fernand, be sure to ask these corporate media trolls. Did they say the same thing about Canelo when he fought Rocky Fieldhand and he became a WBA secondary titleist? Did they say the same thing about Bum Lufkin when he was a WBA secondary titleist and corporate media tried to use those title defenses to say that he broke Bernard Hopkins' record? Of course not. We know anything about it. We know the agendas. One last question, Fernand. Mm-hmm. If you followed Shakur Stevenson recently on social media, and we talked about his interaction with Steven Espinoza. He's saying he's being locked out. He's being kept out of the big fights. But to me, that's the fault of his promoter, and he's getting angry with other people and other entities that have no vested interest in his career. So case in point, Lomachenko is not fighting apparently for the rest of the year when he was due to fight Shakur Stevenson based on the WBC rankings. He's maybe fighting George Kambosos in Australia. Corporate media is not covering the seemingly inconsistencies of Lomachenko begging for a Devin Haney rematch, saying that was his goal. And then when that doesn't come to fruition, he says, I'm taking a knee. Corporate media wants to focus on the fights with the PBC fighters, and they don't want to talk about Top Rank potentially having Kambosos versus Lomachenko next. That's the rumored fight. And they don't want to talk about these big fights that are in-house because Top Rank has a lot of the 135-pounders. Lastly, corporate media is not giving PBC credit for this Tim Tszyu fight coming up. And then Boo Boo and David Benavidez. Want to get your thoughts on that? And I'm out. Thanks.
All right, man. Okay, as far as the Shakur Stevenson, Shakur Stevenson's getting that Gary Russell Jr. treatment. Ain't nobody going to want to fight him. And yes, he absolutely does have a Bob Arum problem because Bob Arum didn't want to feed him Vasily Lomachenko to fight for that belt. Vasily Lomachenko said that he was he petitioned to remain the #1 contender for the WBC so that he could get a shot to get his chance at undisputed again. He petitioned all the sanctioning bodies. So he got the number one. The WBC gave him what he wanted. And now that the fight's there, he don't want to fight Shakur. So you're absolutely 100% right about that. As far as Tim Tszyu's a good fighter. Tim Tszyu's just a jerk. Tim Tszyu's a good fighter, man. I like that Tim Tszyu stays busy, that he's growing his name, all of that stuff. I like Tim Tszyu. I like that about Tim Tszyu. Now watch this, Guillermo Maldonado, since you won't click that link. What I said in the video was that Gervonta Davis was a champion because he was a champion at 130. And once you're a champion, you're always a champion. That's the first thing that I said. That's the first thing that I said. So if you want to respond to videos that I do, how about you respond to what I say? You cannot say that that man is not a champion. He is a champion. He's a champion at 130 with a major designation for the purposes of undisputed. Also, you don't get a choice about the WBA about that WBA belt. What's going on, Rise Podcast? You don't get a voice. You don't get a choice. The WBA belt is the championship that has been in existence for the WBA since the WBA changed its name from the NBA to the WBA. It is the number one belt. And guess what? The Super Championship is a designation that you never actually even defend. So, for the sake of undisputed, no, it is not the major championship belt for the sake of undisputed. But it is still a championship. It's not called the regular. There is no such thing as a WBA regular belt. No. There's no belt in creation called the WBA regular belt. It doesn't exist. That's what people refer to as that belt. But that belt is called the World Boxing Association. It's the World Championship. It's the WBA World Championship is what that's called. How can you have the WBA World Championship and you're not a champion? You can't. It's the original belt. It's the belt that and by the way, the WBA Super Champion designation only comes around every once in a while. It only comes around every once in a while. So you're just wrong. You're just wrong. You hear me, but you talking crazy in the comment section. Like, cut the BS. What BS? Well, I don't get what would come out, what I've ever said that make you think that I'm full of bullshit. You think I'm just saying shit to be bullshitting? All these trolls and all these people got something to say. Dude, I am going by the letter of the law. Terrence Crawford is wrong when he said Gervonta Davis is not a champion. Absolutely, positively, he's a champion. Absolutely, positively, he's a champion. Absolutely, positively, he's a champion. Just like Jamal Charlo was a champion when he had the WBC title and Canelo had the WBA Super, the WBC franchise. He was still a champion. So I'm sorry, Terrence Crawford is just wrong. He's just wrong about what he said. By your logic, Devin is not undisputed. Click the link, moron. Because Devin's not undisputed. Devin is not undisputed. And by my logic, he's not undisputed. Because as of right now, he's not undisputed. Is he? Click the link. Click the link. He's not undisputed. He doesn't have the WBC. No, but by you all's logic, he wasn't undisputed. Dummy. What do you mean he can't be both? He's not the champion anymore. The belt he dropped the WBC belt. He dropped the WBC belt. He's not undisputed anymore. He's not the undisputed champion anymore. However, I'll just assume that you didn't know that, and I'll address what you have to say. If Gervonta Davis is not a champion, then George Kambosos was undisputed, and Devin Haney was not a champion at the same time that Lomachenko was the WBC franchise champion, or when Teofimo Lopez was the WBC franchise champion, or George Kambosos was the WBC franchise champion. Nobody argued that Devin Haney was not a champion when George Kambosos had the WBC franchise championship. Nobody claimed that Devin Haney was not a champion. Brian Mendoza versus Tim Tszyu is a great fight. Yeah, I like it for sure. I like it. It's a little notch. It's a notch below Shakur and Frank Martin, but I like it a lot. I like it a lot. Thank you, Kamal Oz, for supporting the channel. Look, Guillermo Maldonado, too much boxing, politics, and technicalities. Dude, you can say they're too much, but they're there. You can say that they're too much. The super title is the exact same thing as the franchise title. It's the exact same thing. It operates in the exact same manner. It operates the exact same way. Do not talk about what you do not understand. Or click the link so I can catch a body. It's the same. It operates the exact same fashion. It operates in the exact same fashion. It's not the same thing as in one is the WBC and one is the WBA, and there's a different word, super versus franchise. WBA super champion, WBC franchise champion. You can switch the two names and they will still operate the same way. The WBA franchise champion, the WBC super champion. You can flip it. Yes, it does. Click the link. They operate the exact same fashion, the exact same way. A designation given to somebody special who does not have any obligations of a champion. The WBA super champion does not have a mandatory. The WBC franchise does not have a mandatory. They both behave the same way. The WBC franchise champion is not active in every weight division. The WBA super champion is not active in every weight division. It is the designation that you can be given if you win a fight. And you don't always get it if you win it. If you fight the super champion and you beat him, you don't always get it. It operates the same way. How about you spend time listening and not talking? How about you spend some time listening and not talking? Gervonta Davis is the WBA world champion. It's in the title. The WBA world champion. You may not like that they have more than one champion, but they have more than one champion. You may not like that, but they do. So if I say that he is a WBA champion, that is the truth. And you don't get a vote. You don't get, if somebody says, oh, I'm a senator in the state of Illinois, and you say, no, you're not. There's only 2 senators. I'm a state senator. Oh, but you're a senator. Yes, one's a senator, the other's a senator. They're both senators. 2 people are judges. I'm a county judge. Somebody's a Supreme Court judge. They're both judges. You don't get a vote on this. You don't get a vote. You may not like that there's more, You may not like that there's more than one champion, but there is. And Terrence Crawford's just dead wrong about it. He's just dead wrong about what he said. And on top of it, he was as far as the championship belts that go towards undisputed, he had 3 of them at 130 pounds. 3 at 130 pounds. 3. Chad Dolsky. Was Bud listening to us because he recently switched from calling Jermel to Clenelho Mel winner at 168? Been saying Mel was not going to be undisputed because of the WBO. And yes, absolutely. He absolutely listens. Their team absolutely listens, and you're welcome. They should have listened when I said that they didn't need that damn guarantee. But instead of calling me a hater. Now click the link. Not you, Kamal. Now click the link. A magistrate is T. Orlando. Come on, man. Orlando be fucking me up. Probate judge, magistrate judge, appellate judge, district judge. They're all judges. Thank you, brother. Yeah, I love T. Orlando, dog. T. Orlando, dog. T. Orlando, dog. Make me feel bad every time I talk to him, bro. There you go. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you. Oops, they're all judges. Yeah, click the link, bro. Click the link. I'm so easy. Click the link. You guys never click the link. Rick Glazier style. Oh, I don't know. He's not a championship man. You talking crazy. When you disrespect somebody, you should expect the same energy back. Rico Chico. Who have I disrespected? Rico Chico. You talking to me? Click the link. Disrespect me. Who did I disrespect? You guys are tripping. Oh, thank you, Rico Chico. Is that not you? Thank you, brother. Appreciate you. Thank you. Rick Glizzy. Yeah, dog. Rick Glazier's so full of shit, bro. Like, dog, he's other level full of shit. But he's doing his job. I pray. Hey, thank you, Kamal Oz. Thank you for supporting, bro. He's doing his job, though. He's doing his job, though. I can't lie. I know he's doing his job, though. Yeah. Anyway, that was fun. Yeah, I just didn't appreciate that, man, because I was about to respond to your comment. And I'm telling you, on my channel, I'm literally just removing comments now. Because I get a little sick of that, dog. Y'all making no fun to talk boxing when you just make stuff up and listen to and agree with people that don't know what the hell they're talking about. But as far as Kamal Oz do they listen? Absolutely, positively, they listen. I was giving out good gems to them too. Very good gems. I got more too. I've got more gems for him too. Rick Glazier. Go ahead and listen to Rick Glazier if you want. Y'all be some chat. Y'all will be indentured servants. Y'all would be, you guys, what's the word? You guys would be de facto indentured servants. Working your way out of debt. Working your way out of debt is what y'all be doing. Y'all tripping. Man, thank you for explaining. Hey, Richard Pardo, thank you, brother. Said, thank you for explaining all this stuff related to the belts, Fanon. It can be confusing for some fans. Also, win, lose, or draw, still rocking with EJ. Put him in the dirt. Hey, no joke. That's what y'all, hey, dude, seriously? Errol Spence Jr. God's good, man. I'm telling you, God is good. I'm telling you, man, God is good. God is good all day. Sometimes, man, when you win, you lose. And sometimes when you lose, you win. You got to think about what it means for your life, man, and what it says about you. I'm telling you, man, if you are a warrior, if you are a dude that people like and people want to stick around and want to watch, dude, they're going to continue to support you. They're going to continue to support you. Errol Spence Jr. got that attitude, bro, that I love that attitude. And people are sticking by Errol Spence. And you can see it bugs Terrence Crawford. It bugs him. Dog, you're not going to get his fan base, and them dudes are not going to just love you, bro. Sorry, man. These cats think something was wrong with Errol. You can't change that. And you can say, oh, didn't keep your excuses and all of that. Dog, these people don't care. Just like Otero Gotti's people did not care. They did not. Otero Gotti was one of the biggest draws in boxing and lost a bunch of times. Because Otero Gotti's blood and guts, man, and he's blood and guts. You're always going to get an exciting fight. You know that he's going to come to fight. You know that he's a warrior, and you're going to like him because of that. Same thing with Deontay Wilder. Man, Deontay Wilder still got his fan base, and people are still waiting around, and Deontay Wilder's still going to be in one of the biggest fights in boxing. Still going to do it because people like him. Hey, King of Kings said, hey, Fanon, Rick been on a rampage ever since Al Heyman put him in his place. You know, these types, they don't like the uppity Negroes. Oh, I'm going to tell you what they really don't like. They really don't like smart ones. They really don't like the smart ones, bro. They don't like the smart ones. Trust you, me. There's a reason the smart ones be, yeah, God is great, man. That's one of these reasons. Chaz Killing, how can I help you?
How you doing, man?
I'm doing well.
I'm just here so I can clear up some controversy. You call me a moron because I wasn't up to date about Devin Haney dropping the WBC title or whatnot. So let's just rewind a little bit.
Pause.
Go ahead.
No. I'm not. I don't take orders. We get this straight right in the door.
Okay, let's do it.
What I said to you you said that by my logic, that means Devin Haney wasn't undisputed. That's what you said.
Correct.
And that, I wouldn't say you're a moron. Let me rephrase that. I think that statement is borderline moronic. Please explain to me how that works.
Well, so with your updated information and you telling me that Devin no longer has the title, then I guess you're right. But if we rewind back to when Devin won the title and whenever he beat Kambosos the first time, was Tank still not that WBA regular champion? Either you have a regular champion or you have an undisputed champion. The very definition of undisputed.
No.
Go ahead.
There's no such thing as a WBA regular champion. That's not the name of the title.
What is it then? Educate me.
It's the WBC World Champion. That's what his name is. It's not a regular. That's not the name of it. It's the WBC World title.
And what is the super one called? Is that the world title or is that the super title?
WBC Super World Champion.
Okay. So explain to me, how can one become an undisputed champion then? How can that happen?
By winning all 4 major championship belts recognized as a major championship belt by that sanctioning body.
Well, thank you. So now what we got to get clear now is that Tank doesn't have a major title. He has a real title. It's not a major title. Thank you for that definition. So all of you guys can say he owns the minor title.
What we need to do is slow down and go where you said you were going to go, which was let's compare this WBC World Championship to the WBA Super World Championship and where Devin Haney was before he became the undisputed champion. Devin Haney was the WBC champion when George Kambosos was the WBC franchise champion. Yes, he was. Nobody argued that when Devin Haney was given the WBC World Champion that he was not a champion.
No, you're right about that.
So therefore, seeing as there was a WBC franchise champion at the same time that there was a WBC World Champion, and the WBC World Champion was a champion, even though he was not a champion for the sake of undisputed, he was still a champion. So since Gervonta Davis is the WBA World Champion and not a champion for this, doesn't have the championship for the sake of undisputed, then Gervonta Davis is also a champion, just like Devin Haney was. You walked yourself into that, sir.
So what's the
You walked yourself into that. You walked yourself back into that.
What's the point point of being a champion if it's not for the sake of undisputed? We just carrying around minor titles. That's just like the.
That's not a minor. It's not a minor title.
So you just said it wasn't a major. So if it's not a
Excuse me.
major, and it's not
Let
a
me
minor.
explain something to you. Since you
Go
don't
ahead.
know, let me explain something to you. Since you don't know, the WBC World Championship is the original World Championship. When there is no super title there, when there is no franchise title there, then, well, first of all, let's explain something about the concept of undisputed. There is no organization that names who the undisputed champion is. That's not an official thing. That is just what fans and the media all get together and say, hey, they've got all of the titles that we will generally recognize as being the title.
I agree with that, but I
So since there is, let me explain it. Since there is nobody, there are many weight classes that there is no super champion in. Did you know that? That there are weight classes where there is no WBA super champion?
I didn't know that. Yes, I did.
So then how can a guy with the same belt as Gervonta Davis, say Landy Lara at 160 pounds where there is no super champion, be a champion, but a guy with the same belt at a different weight class is not a champion?
Because there is something in your division called a super champion. That's why you're not the real champion.
No, that is a super champ. Then therefore, Devin Haney was not a champion, right? Until he beat George Kambosos.
Because the franchise championship is not a super championship.
It's the same franchise champion and the super champion behave as if they are the same thing. They're the same thing. They're the same thing.
Just like you said, there's not a super champion in every division. Who are the other franchise champions? Because I tell you, it's a much more super champions than there is.
They're both the same thing. I can give you an example. I can give you an example of somebody that dealt with it's somebody that doesn't have a WBA super champion. When I say the man is a champion, he is a champion. Dude, he's a champion. Just like Devin Haney was a champion. Devin Haney was a WBC champion. Devin Haney was a WBC champion, even though there was a franchise champion. Gervonta Davis is a champion. He's the WBA world champion, even though there's a super champion. They're both champions.
And it's not a major title. What kind of title? Is it a
It's
title?
a championship.
Okay.
It's a world championship. He's a champion. It's a world championship, just like the WBA, and it is a major title. It's only trumped if there's a super there.
Okay. Okay.
But he's still a champion.
But so let's say the regular championship that Tank got. Does the IBF recognize that title?
They don't recognize any titles.
Okay.
The IBF does not get to recognize a title. They don't. They have no ability whatsoever to recognize or not recognize a champion in another sanctioning body.
That's not true because
that's 100% true.
When Rock Pearson was the WBA regular champion, they made him drop his title so he could get a shot at Errol Spence's IBF title. So they definitely recognize titles and do not. Yes,
in
they
what
do.
weight class? What?
You know what? You Fanai don't have to
No. First of all, that is a terrible example because the WBA, excuse me, the WBA, in the case that a WBA would say you have to drop the regular title in order to fight for the IBF title. If that's the case, that's just the WBA saying that they don't want to sanction a fight.
Well, you just said they don't have the right to recognize.
They don't have a right to recognize a champion. They don't.
What happened there? They recognized one.
No, they didn't recognize one. They do not, excuse me, they do not have the right to tell the IBF who their champion is. They can tell their champion what they can do. Be very clear. The WBA can tell their champion They do not have to let you fight anybody. They can strip you if an IB. You would tell me they don't recognize the IBF world champion?
I didn't say that. I didn't say that. I said
yes, you did, because you said, why do we have to drop a WBA regular title, the WBA world title, in order to fight the IBF champion, Errol Spence? So that means that the WBA didn't recognize Errol Spence as the IBF champion.
No, that means the IBF didn't recognize Lamont Peterson as the WBA regular champion. I didn't say the
WBA made him drop the belt.
Okay. Okay.
Then how did the WBA make him drop the belt, but it's the IBF that did it?
You do this every day. You got more facts than I do. But
then stop talking to me. Then stop telling me. Because I'm telling you. If I do it every day and I got more facts than you, then what you arguing with me for?
Because you're not 100% right. You're not perfect, Fanon.
I am 100% right on this. The IBF is an organization in and of itself. They have no authority over the IBF at all. The WBC has no authority over the WBO. The WBO has no authority over the IBF. They do not name the other person's champion. In fact, if somebody is ranked, if they have a champion, they're not even allowed to rank them in their sanctioning body.
Right.
They can't even rank them because they have no control and no right whatsoever to order the IBF or another sanctioning body to do anything with their belt. So the second that somebody becomes a champion in any division, like take, for example, in any sanctioning body, take, for example, Gervonta Davis.
Yes.
As soon as Gervonta Davis became the IBF interim champion, do you know what that means the WBA and all the rest of them have to do?
That means he got to get out their rankings, right?
And why is that?
You tell me.
Because he's been named a champion.
Okay.
And since he's been named a champion, any fight that he would have would include that belt. And since they cannot order anybody to do anything with their belt, they have to drop him out of the rankings because they don't have any authority over them because he's a champion. So there right there tells you they don't have any ability to say whether somebody is a champion or is not a champion in another sanctioning body. Otherwise, they could keep them ranked in their own sanctioning bodies.
So
but they can't because they have no authority over those belts.
Before I let you go, I got a couple more questions, just real quick. So you're telling me whenever anybody becomes a champion, an interim champion, a WBA super champion, all of those are championships, but some of them have no effect on undisputed. So you said undisputed is not a real thing according to what you said. It's just what the fans agree to, right?
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
How do we go? I'm going to ask you a question, answer your question with a question.
Okay.
Who decided we're in the 4-belt era?
I guess when that last sanctioning body came out. Was it WBO whenever they came out?
The last sanctioning body came out in the 1980s.
Okay.
The WBO was founded in the late 1980s. The IBF was founded in the early 1980s. The WBC and the WBA were founded in the 1960s. How come we didn't get to a major championship? How come we didn't get to a 4-belt era until well into the 2000s?
Well, I would assume that last sanctioning body was not respected, just like those regular.
Exactly. Respected by who?
People.
Who? What people?
The fans, I guess.
There you go. Exactly. The WBC was not. The answer to the question was they didn't get treated as a major sanctioning body until the media wanted to prop up Oscar De La Hoya as a middleweight champion, so he could fight Bernard Hopkins and they could call it an undisputed title.
So it was because of the media.
It is exactly. It's not official at all, which is why you have all of these arguments going on about whether or not Teofimo Lopez was undisputed or not, or whether George Kambosos was undisputed or not.
So let me ask you,
because the media, who doesn't have a vote, and boxing fans who don't have a vote, want to act like they can tell the WBC who their champion is. That's why. It's media. That's it. But the media does not have any authority over the WBC or the WBA or the IBF or the WBO. It's their decision who their champion is. Point blank, period.
I appreciate you for breaking that down for me for now. I'm about to get out of here. We're going to wrap again.
All right, brother. You take care, man. Get back. Hold on one second. Thank you. I do appreciate that conversation, man. I really do. Hey, Fanon, Rick been on a rampage since Al Heyman checked him. Hey, Keith Knowles said he's a champ. I don't get why so many people want to discredit Tank. He's one of the best, possibly the best at 135. Maybe it's just more PBC haters. People don't like the specificity of things, man. You don't get to name. What's up, man? The great John Bowie, baby. What's up? Man, people don't like, and look, hey, shout out to you. Hey, thank you for coming on, brother. I appreciate you too. That was fun. I appreciate it, dog. I really do appreciate it. And so I'll know now not to call you a moron. I'm sorry, man, because I appreciate you though, brother. Yeah, look, Terrence, you know what? I personally think Terrence Crawford is just a bitter human being for no good reason. All that having your mama fight you in the yard and all that stuff, I think that's had lasting effects on him, man. He's had, what do you call it? Trauma. He's had trauma. That's what I think. And I'm not even joking about this. Terrence Crawford has had trauma, real trauma. And that trauma will affect you throughout your life. And Gervonta didn't pick him to win. So he doesn't like Gervonta because Gervonta wasn't on his side. So he took a shit on Gervonta's name. But at the end of the day, it really doesn't matter, bro, because doesn't matter. The Phenomenal Show said Glazer's fan base are all on Twitter because that's where the idiot boxing fans reside. Dude, let me tell you something. That's where the racists reside. He's there with the racists. He's the king. He's the king troll racist. I got a black wife. Yeah, so did Thomas Jefferson. So did Thomas Jefferson. Hey, thank you to Phenomenal Show. And Brian Oglesby in the building. What's up, man? How you feeling, bro? Hey, what's up, John Bowie, man? Hey, thank you, John Oglesby. John Bowie, it's always good to see you, man. Welcome back to the chat, John Bowie the Great. John Bowie the Great, man. People have been missing you, John Bowie. Just so you know, people are asking about you, talking about you almost every day, bro. You know? Yeah, let's call a spade with Rick Glazier, okay? He's got the suspected racist crew because there's a lot of them in boxing, man. And if you blow those dog whistles, whoo, they hear it. They're the dogs. They know what they know it. They just trying to convince themselves that there's nothing wrong with them. They just think they're right. And my dad used to tell me all the time, man, when I was a little kid, he's like, man, racists never think they're racist. They think they're using common sense. I love my dad, bro. I swear, my dad has gym after gym after gym after gym after gym. Like, so many gyms my dad has dropped in his life, dog. You just get them and grab them. And I be holding them, too. But my dad would say, he's like, man, racists are easy to get along with. All you got to do is act like you're different than all the other black folk, and they'll love you. Easy. That's all you got to do. All you got to do is act like you ain't one of y'all. And I ain't one of them. You right. I see exactly what you're talking about. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter. Common law. If it was today, it would be common law. If slavery was not legal, that would be common law and polygamy. Live in your house, pay your bills, you're having kids with them, slapping them up every once in a while. All that stuff fits into the common law definition of a common law marriage. Where polygamy is legal. How many kids did he have by her? And who paid her bills? You know what I'm saying? Yep, Thomas Jefferson. Yep, that's what I'm saying. Anyway, it is what it is. Just because you married to a black chick don't mean you like black people. You tripping. Everybody likes sex. What? Everybody likes sex and somebody cooking and cleaning for them. You know what I mean? Anyway, yeah. So that was fun, man. I thoroughly enjoyed that. But hit that link. Excuse me. So anyway, man, back to it. I ain't trying to hear none of that stuff about Gervonta Davis not being a champion any more than I'm trying to hear it about David Morrell. David Morrell has the obligations of a champion. If you have the title of a champion and the obligations of a champion, you're a champion. And by the way, strict use of the English language, super means above the champion. Supernatural, above nature, beyond nature. You know what I mean? No common law marriage in Georgia. Hey, man, when Thomas Jefferson around, there was nothing but the common law. I'm pretty sure. When Thomas Jefferson was born, there was nothing but common law. Because there was no federal law. Was there? Until, other than the Constitution. All women are loved by all cultures. Women are not. Of course, who doesn't like beautiful women? I mean, there's some people out there that don't like beautiful women, but they wouldn't find them beautiful. So, anyway, Tank is the best at 135. He's a complete fighter, high IQ and punching strength that travels damn near the middleweight. I wouldn't say it travels a middleweight now. Let's not go. Hey, thank you again, John Boy. Thank you, brother, for being here, man. I just don't want to hear none of that nonsense. If you have the title of a champion and the responsibilities of a champion, you're a champion. If you pay sanction and fees, you have to fight mandatories. You have mandatories, you have to pay sanction and fees. They give you, and in exchange for that, they give you the title of a champion. You are a champion. If you are the guy that the number one contender has to fight to be named champion, you're a champion. What else? They just have 2 champions, which sucks. Your dad was talking about acting like Jason Whitlock. No. My dad was not talking about acting like Jason Whitlock. No, he was not. What my father was talking about was was basically showing up to work early, leaving work late, show up to work early, leave work late, under promise and overperform. That's what he was talking about. He wasn't talking about sitting around criticizing black people, pointing the finger at black people. My dad ain't never told me to do that. He said, just don't be the stereotype, which is what they try to say you are. Lazy, immoral, dumb, immoral. Lazy, dumb, and immoral. Take care of your kids. Family is all important. That's what he's talking about. He ain't talking about trying to nang. No, dog. My father could have been a very rich man if he was a very rich man. My dad had dough, but he could have been dumb dough if he would have left my mother for a white woman. Definitely could have went that direction, bro. Definitely could have went that direction. AM Sports, what's up, Sasufanan? What do you think, Tank versus Tio? I like it. Gentlemen, what's going on, Adrian Molina? Gentlemen, yeah, that's what you do. Look, man, I can sit in my life. I'm telling you, I don't care what none of y'all say. I behave. I carry myself with dignity. I carry myself with dignity. I carry myself like I respect myself, like I respect my name, like I respect my mother, like I respect my father, like I got respect for y'all. Sometimes I talk crazy to y'all. I know I do. But I'm not sitting around walking around the street with my underwear all out, my underwear all out and just acting a fool, cussing, just, yeah, you know what I mean? If you give them a reason, first of all, that's what they're going to think about you by default, because that's what society tries to sell you by default. That's why it's so easy to convince people that Al Heyman is a thief. Listen what they say about Al Heyman. He's immoral. He's immoral. He's terrible for these boxers. How much money would it take for Mayweather to fight Crawford? No amount of money will get him to fight Terrence Crawford. How much money will it take for Terrence Crawford to fight Deontay Wilder? How much money would it take for Terrence Crawford to fight Deontay Wilder? Since you guys are trying to throw, man, I swear to God, I know Terrence Crawford's your honorary white dude in boxing right now. He's the honorary white dude. You want Gervonta to fight him. You don't want Jerron to fight him, but you want Floyd to fight him. Floyd can fight him, but Jerron Ennis can't fight him. Gervonta Davis can fight him, but Jerron Ennis can't fight him. Like the collective, I'm not gonna coin any phrases for these dummies. Why do most people want retired fighters to fight Crawford? They just want to crap on Floyd. That's it. Because Floyd can't beat him right now. No, it is not. Mills Lane passed away, I do believe. I think Mills Lane passed away maybe last year, but before that, Mills Lane for decades he had a stroke and wasn't really able to communicate. Mills Lane kind of, Mills Lane had a hard life the remainder of his life. He did. What's going on to pull up? Nah, there's not enough money in the world for that. Mushin Hanif, what's up?
How you doing, man? You good?
Man, I'm well. I can't complain about a thing, man. John Boy is back in the chat, so I'm extremely happy. I haven't seen my guy John Boy in a few weeks. What's up with you, man? You got big fights.
I'm new to the channel, so I don't know who that is. You looking forward to the fight tonight?
For you it's tonight. To me, it's this afternoon.
Yeah.
Yes, I am.
What parts of the States are you in?
I'm in Texas.
Right, okay. I heard it was really hot down there a few weeks ago.
It's really hot there every day.
Yeah. All right.
It's really hot down here all the time. It's 91 right now, so that's cool.
All right. I don't know how you cope with it, man.
Air conditioning.
We don't have that in the UK. We don't need it. It's cold as fuck down here. Sorry for swearing.
Yes, sir.
Just a question. So, like I told you yesterday, right? There's two promoters I don't like, Oscar De La Hoya and Bob Arum. The rest I don't really care that much about. But I'm hoping you can answer this for me. One criticism of Al Heyman that people say, I don't know, but they say that his fighters are too inactive. Do you have any answers for that, or is that just bullshit, or what?
His fighters are inactive?
Yeah.
I think that it depends on what you think inactive is. I think that there are fighters that are with the PBC that some of them don't get fight dates. There may not be TV dates available for them. And they're not fighting 4 times a year. But most of the champions, I really can't. I wish that some fighters were more active. I would love to have seen Errol Spence fight 2 times, 3 times a year. Love it. So I think that's true with Errol, but I think that that's related to injuries. Jermell Charlo was active until the injuries. I think that inactivity, I would say that is probably legitimate criticism or legitimate critique of fighters on the PBC, that they are not as active as I would like them to be. I would love if we could get 3 fights with all of these guys every year. I don't think that's, but again, I think when you're talking about Al Heyman, I think people they basically try to give him the role of a promoter, and he's not a promoter. He's a manager. So his job is to get fighters as much money for the fights that they get, right? That's his job.
I've never heard a fighter complain about Al Heyman. Never.
Nah, not a lot.
Yeah, so it's just a bit confusing, man, with this all this promotional stuff.
Yeah, but
I
see,
just think
it makes it a little bit easier to understand if you don't fall for the line that Al Heyman is a promoter, because he's not one. He's a manager. So managers' jobs are to get the fighter as much money as they can for the fights and to get the fights that the fighter wants. So that's their job. That's his job. He is not a promoter, where the model that a promoter will work under is that their job is to get as many fights for the promotional company. So, but you'll still see, like, Shakur Stevenson, once you get to a certain level, all these guys for the most part are fighting twice a year. Devin Haney fights twice a year. Shakur Stevenson fights twice a year. Vasily Lomachenko fights twice a year. There's a lot of fighters on Golden Boy. And Golden Boy, matter of fact, Golden Boy, same way. Golden Boy had fighters sitting on the bench for long periods of time where they couldn't get fights, like what happened with Speedy Rashidi Ellis. So I don't know. I would have to look and look to see if you really look at the upper level fighters for Top Rank. I think most of the top level fighters there are fighting twice a year.
Yeah,
then
that's
you have
normal now.
Yeah, that's just normal for guys that are at the championship level, because all of these fights have to be on television. So there have to be television dates. These guys are not like Danny Garcia is not going to be fighting off of television, right? He's not going to be fighting just like, oh, I'm going to throw a fight. It's going to be in Philadelphia at the Armory, or, wherever name of it. Like, I don't remember. I don't know what the gyms are in Philadelphia with his name, but, or Barclay. They're not just going to throw a fight in Barclays Center with Danny Garcia versus somebody and not have it on Showtime. So the number of fights that they can do, that they can get for those fighters, are limited by the number of television dates that are available for the network that air them. Where you don't really have, like, DAZN, they have more dates available because it's an app. So they can put them as many as they want. But ESPN has a set of, they have more dates, but they also got more fights that people don't want to see. So, that's my thought on it.
Yeah, DAZN flopped lately, man. It really has. It really didn't work. I think all credit to Eddie Hearn in terms of what he's done for UK boxing. He did take it to the next level, but I think he came to America and it just didn't work out for him. Like, look at what DAZN's doing now. They're just putting up influencer cards and women boxers who aren't even boxers. They're just OnlyFans. So, yeah. DAZN hasn't worked out for him. And one final thing I want to say, I know you're watching the fight this afternoon. Watch out for the kid on the undercard. He's called Hamza Shiraz. He's a middleweight, 160. Really good talent. A lot of money's been invested in him. He's been training in America for a few years, so keep an eye out on him. Good prospect.
Hamza?
Yeah, Hamza Shiraz. I'll spell it out for you. Hamzah. That's his first name.
Okay, yeah, I'll definitely check him out for sure.
All right, cool. Good speaking to you.
Hey, man, good to speaking with you, Hanif. Always good to speak with you, brother. Take care, man.
All right, take care.
Take care. How can I help you, G-Man?
Yo, what's going on, man?
Boxing Talk, as usual. How can I help you?
What's happening?
Talking boxing, man, as usual. How can I help you?
So you really believe that Gervonta is a champion at 135?
I know he's a champion at 135.
Okay, so you think the secondary belt means anything in boxing?
He's a champion.
Does the secondary belt?
It absolutely means something.
Mean anything to the fans in boxing? That's my question.
It absolutely means something. Yes.
Can Gervonta Davis be ranked in other sanctioning bodies?
No, because he's a champion.
Because he's a secondary champion in the WBA. So then, what is his ambition? What is his ambition? What is his ambition?
Let me ask you a question. When you say somebody's a secondary champion, he's a secondary what?
Just hear me out.
Just answer my question. You said
you want
that
to stick to the literal champion.
You said he's a secondary champion. So I'm asking you, he's a secondary what?
That's a Reggie belt. Champion.
He's a secondary what?
Champion. Secondary
So
champion.
therefore, in order to be a secondary champion, you have to be a what?
You're not a super champion, which is recognized as.
In order to be a secondary champion, you have to be a champion.
You cannot be undisputed with a WBA regular belt.
You
But
cannot
that belt
be a
does not mean anything.
You cannot be a secondary champion without being a champion. Sorry to break it to you.
Nah, bro. You know that belt. That belt is just out there to promote Tank as a champion.
No, that's the original belt. They create that belt. That belt has been around since 1960.
When Lennox Lewis fought,
that belt has been around since 1960. You think they invented that belt in 1960 to get over for Tank in 2023?
I didn't say that.
63 years later?
I did not say that.
Well, you said they just made it up. That belt's just out there.
When Lennox Lewis fought in 2000, he was promoted to a super champion, and then they made the regular belt the regular belt.
Excuse me? What did you say?
When Lennox Lewis fought in 2000, they made him a super champion, which then created this regular belt. Correct me if I'm wrong.
No. That's wrong.
Okay, explain to me how I'm wrong.
The WBA is, first of all, there's no such thing as a WBA regular belt.
That's what it's called right now.
No, it's not.
Okay.
It's called the WBC World Championship. There's no such thing as
WBA.
There's no such as I'm telling you, there's no such thing as a WBA regular belt. It's not called that. That's not its name.
Okay, what is the name then?
The WBC World Champion.
Okay, I get the path. I'm talking about right now.
Excuse me. That's not true, and I will prove to you that it's not true.
Right now, let's talk about right now.
Right, I'm talking about right now. I'm going to prove to you what you're saying is not true. About them creating a regular belt for Lennox Lewis.
I didn't say it was. He was promoted to a super champion. Lennox Lewis became a super champion, and that belt became the ultimate championship belt to become undisputed. Prove me wrong.
Who was the let me go. Let's see. Let's go. Let's play your game by changing subjects, but no worries. We'll just do this.
We can stick to the subject. I just don't think that second belt means anything.
It is a championship. You're changing. You're
stood here trying to promote Tank Davis.
Let me tell you something, bro. You can shut your ass the fuck up. I'm trying to be polite. You're sitting there. Now you're spewing stupidity. Trust me, I'm going to fry you, bro.
All right, I'm going to stay quiet.
Because you don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
I'm going to stay quiet and wait.
Because you definitely said that they created the WBC regular belt after Lennox Lewis became the WBA super champion.
I'm not talking about the World Boxing Council. I'm talking about the World Boxing Association.
WBA. WBA. You said the WBA. The WBA, I don't give a fuck what you say. The WBA super belt, the WBA World Championship. You think it's called the WBA regular belt. It's not. There's no such thing. The original belt, you know what belt Muhammad Ali had?
This belt, the regular belt, the WBA.
He never had a WBA regular belt. It's the WBA World Championship belt.
Now it's the regular belt.
Who's the WBA champion? Who's the WBA champion at 160 pounds?
Right now?
Yes.
I don't know. Is it Lara?
Yeah, dog. There's a whole lot of shit you don't know.
Lara, maybe. Wasn't he supposed to fight?
What's the title that he holds?
Huh?
What's the title that he holds?
The regular belt.
He doesn't hold a regular belt. There's no such thing as a regular belt.
It's only in certain weight classes. I know that.
Then shut up. Tell me it's not a championship.
It's secondary belt.
It is the original championship. And I'm not calling it a championship because of Gervonta Davis. It's been a championship the entire time.
Gervonta isn't even guaranteed a shot at the WBA Super Champion.
The WBA
because he's got a
Super
secondary
champion,
belt.
Gervonta Davis is the WBA World Champion. Who has a mandatory? Who does the number one contender fight?
So what does Devin Haney have?
Ah, dummy. Who does the WBA number one?
He fights the mandatory.
Who does he fight? So let me get this right. He's named a champion. It's called the WBA World Championship. He has to fight. The mandatory fights him.
They made that belt so the super champion doesn't have to fight mandatory.
Now stop right there. They made what belt?
It's, you know what I mean. It's not made.
No, what
the
belt
belt
did they make
there. They
for
didn't
the
make
super
the belt.
champion?
They didn't make the belt.
What belt did they make? So you're gonna change that up?
They didn't make a
No,
belt.
look,
You're
man,
trying
you're
to.
talking dumb shit.
How
okay?
is that dumb?
And I'm talking letter of the law. The fact of the matter is that the WBA World Championship is a championship. That's why it's called the WBA World Championship. Number 2, it is the original belt.
I don't care if it's the original.
I don't
is it
give a
recognized
shit what you
today?
care about. This conversation is not what you think.
Is it recognized today as the championship belt that makes you undisputed? Yes or no?
There is no official recognition of undisputed.
Can you become undisputed with the regular WBA secondary belt?
Yes.
You cannot.
Yes, you can.
You cannot. And I'll
Yes,
put
you
any money on
can.
it. Gervonta.
You want to? I'll prove you can. Yes, you can.
Oh my God.
Because if they don't have a WBA belt, they don't have a super championship.
If they don't have a super
Shut your
champ,
dumb ass up and let me finish because you're a fucking moron. If Landy Lara does not get designated as the WBA super champion and he remains the WBA world champion and he wins the IBF, the WBO, and the WBC, he will be undisputed without that championship.
stop switching the division. Stick to 135.
No, I'm switching any scenario that you say that you can't with that belt. That's the same belt, different weight class.
I'm sticking to 135, bro.
You don't, you're trying to pick and choose, and yes, he can. And I'm going to tell you exactly how he can be.
Okay,
because if Devin Haney drops it at 135, he can be.
If Devin drops it.
Shut up.
But he's not dropping.
If Devin Haney is no longer stays at 140, Gervonta Davis does not have to do anything else for the WBA.
He'll be promoted. I know that.
He will not be promoted to the WBA super belt. They're getting rid of it. He will not be promoted. Just like Landy Lara was not promoted to that. They're not going to be promoted to that. Because the WBA has been ordered to get rid of it.
They were ordered that a long time ago.
Excuse me. And that's why they're getting rid of it.
They still haven't.
That's why they did not elevate. That's why they did not elevate Landy Lara.
They've been saying that for some time now.
They've been saying it for less than a year.
Let me say this. If
I'm not letting you say shit, shut up.
If Devin
you are
Haney,
speaking more moronic shit.
If you can answer this question,
I'm not going to answer any more of your dumbass questions. Every time I brush off one of your dumbass questions, you jump back with, I don't believe that. You don't have to believe it.
It's just one question.
If somebody is called the WBA world champion, that is a championship. If they have a mandatory, that is a championship.
Oh my God.
It is the original belt in the division. You cannot say that they are not a champion when they have a mandatory obligations of a champion. They have the sanction fees responsibility of a champion, and they have a title of a champion. Just because the boxing media says we're not going to recognize that as undisputed. There is no undisputed title because there is no organization that names an undisputed title. None.
You're wrong. You're wrong.
Oh, what organization names the undisputed?
No, I need to ask my question first.
No, you don't. You don't get any questions to ask me.
You get to move the goalpost however you want, bro.
Throw your ass off if you don't answer.
That's not fair.
It is fair because I've answered a bunch of yours.
You're moving the goalpost, bro.
I've answered a bunch of yours. Answer mine. Name the organization that names the undisputed champion. Give me the name of the organization that names that.
No, not one specific organization.
There is no name. There is no organization that names it.
Let me ask you my question.
No, there is no organization that names the undisputed champion. None. How can it be real if nobody names it?
If Devin Haney drops all the belts except the WBA Super Championship, Gervonta Davis cannot become undisputed unless he fights Devin Haney.
According to
Prove
who?
me wrong.
According to who?
Prove me wrong.
Name according to who?
According to the WBA.
No, it can't because the WBA doesn't name the
Because he'll
undisputed.
still be the super champion.
The WBA does not name undisputed.
Oh my God.
He also couldn't be undisputed if Devin Haney doesn't drop the WBC.
You're
He
gonna...
could also not be undisputed if he doesn't drop the IBF. He could also not be undisputed if he doesn't drop the WBO.
I forgot you were
I'm not going to prove you shit. I'm not
same
going to
dude
prove
that said
shit.
Teofimo Lopez was
Shut your dumb ass up. You just making shit up. Was Teofimo Lopez undisputed?
Hell no.
Why?
I forgot you were the same person that did that shit.
Why?
So
Why wasn't he undisputed?
I guess
Why wasn't he undisputed? Why wasn't he undisputed?
That belt was what's the name of
You're
that belt?
dumb. You're dumb.
It was a fake
Why
belt.
wasn't he the undisputed?
It wasn't. I know you're gonna say WBC recognized him, blah blah blah.
Why he wasn't?
All that bullshit.
Because he didn't have a secondary belt.
The WBC recognized
He
him,
wasn't
blah blah blah.
undisputed because he didn't have a secondary belt.
Come on, bro. I'm not going down that Teofimo path. But
No, why? Because obviously George Kambosos Teofimo Lopez wasn't undisputed because he didn't have a secondary belt.
you're not a real boxing fan, man. If you think Gervonta is a real champion,
You're a moron.
I'm telling you,
He wasn't undisputed.
Nobody believes
he didn't
that
have a secondary belt.
Gervonta
the
Davis.
WBC said he was. The WBC said the WBC gave him the franchise belt.
That
Why
doesn't.
wasn't he
That,
undisputed
I don't
with the
care.
franchise
That doesn't
belt?
make him the undisputed champion. You gotta have.
Nothing makes you the undisputed.
You gotta have the
champion
main
because it's-
championship.
yeah. But anyway,
Franchise
so let me
belt
get this.
don't
Let
make
me
you.
get this right.
You're not a
Let
real
me get
fan,
this
bro.
right. Let me sit you back because now I got to sit you in the background because you keep talking. So let me get this right. Gervonta Davis cannot be a champion with a secondary belt, but Devin Haney can be a champion with a secondary belt. That's what you're saying. Zenith 360 said, he proved your point. If Ennis was the WBA world and the IBF couldn't rank him or order him to fight for the belt, which is why Tank is not ranked by the other sanctioning bodies because he's just like the super, because he is a champion. Obviously, he proved my point. How can Devin Haney be a champion with a secondary belt, but Gervonta Davis cannot?
Devin Haney did not have the secondary belt, sir.
Yes, he did have a secondary belt. He had a secondary belt because the primary belt was held by Lomachenko. Lomachenko, just like you said in the circumstance with Lennox Lewis, which probably isn't even true, was elevated to the franchise champion.
Oh, why did Lomachenko win for the franchise championship?
Who cares?
Help me out, Fanan.
Who cares?
Come on, man.
Who cares why he did?
You're not being a real fan right now. You want to support secondary belts. We as boxing fans want to see
secondary belt, isn't it?
Big championship
If
fights.
a franchise champion, if the WBC,
so you don't have to fight mandatory.
Dog, you gotta stop talking. You gotta stop talking over me. I'm the only one that gets to do that. You don't, son. You get to sit down and shut up. You get to sit down and shut up because you're just talking dumb shit. You're being hypocritical. Flat out hypocritical.
Your chat's saying Tio was never undisputed.
My chat is calling you an idiot. I don't care what my chat says. My chat can have their opinions all they want.
And this is my opinion.
And you can have your opinion all you want, but you cannot do this. Say that a secondary belt is a champion when it's Devin Haney, and a secondary belt is not. First of all, a secondary championship.
Devin Haney was promoted to a W.
He was not so great. He was promoted. That's less than he was promoted to it. Just like Lomachenko was promoted to franchise.
Franchise belt was created so you don't have to fight mandatories. Lomachenko took the franchise belt.
So was the WBA Super. It was also created so you don't have to fight mandatories.
Oh my God, man.
Oh my God, man. Wasn't it? Wasn't the WBA Super created so that you don't have to fight mandatories?
My whole point is that Gervonta is not a real champion in the division.
I get that
Devin Haney's the champion.
But you don't get a vote. Why? They did the same thing.
Devin Haney is the real champion.
When he's a real champion? Yes, he's a real champion.
At 135.
Yes, he was. Before he got the rest of those belts, he was a champion because he held the WBC World Championship. You're right.
He held the real WBC belt.
Is a real champion because he holds the WBA World Championship.
Do you know why?
Real championship.
Do you know why they didn't recognize Kambosos and Tio as undisputed?
I don't even know who they is because the WBC did.
Because Kambosos and
There is no
Teofimo
they
had the
to
franchise belt.
No, there is no they to recognize.
You're
Tell
wrong
me who
on
they
this, bro.
is.
You're
Who is
wrong
they?
on this.
You're
I'm
a
telling
liar. You can't tell me who recognized it because you can't tell me who they is.
Majority of the boxing fan base will
You
disagree
got a
with you.
poll for to tell me the
Even
majority?
if we did a poll, because
Who's so now the majority of people get to decide?
they'll tell you that Teofimo was never undisputed,
Who's
and they'll tell
they?
you that
I won't.
Tank Davis is a
I
regular
won't tell you that.
champion.
ESPN doesn't tell you that. ESPN listed Teofimo Lopez as an undisputed champion.
I know they did, but I don't.
So what do you mean they? Who's they?
Real boxing fans.
Who's
real
you're
boxing
not
fans.
a real boxing fan.
I'm a real fan because
You ain't
I
no
don't
real
sit here
fan.
and.
You don't even know what the WBA title is called.
What do you mean?
You didn't know. You were calling it the regular belt. You don't even know what the name
It's
of the
a
belt
secondary championship. It's a Reggie belt.
is. You
It doesn't
don't
mean
know
anything.
what the name of the championship is, Mr. Real Fan.
Come on, bro.
Dude, yeah, come on, bro. Seriously, dude. You don't even know what the name of the belt is.
Why is that relevant? It's a secondary
Because
belt.
real fans, because I say real fans know what the
secondary
name belts
belt.
are.
Why don't
Real
you
fans know what the belts are.
Why don't you enlighten me?
Secondary championship is still a championship.
I'm just saying he's not the main champion at 135.
I never said he was the main champion. I said he's a champion.
Good. And I'm just saying
So now
Gervonta,
you agree with me that he's a champion.
He's not the main champion.
So
He's
now, no, I
secondary.
didn't say main champion.
Secondary
I said he's
champion.
the champion.
Yeah,
I
secondary.
said he's a champion.
Yeah, secondary champion.
So he's the champion then.
Secondary champion.
So he's a champion then.
Secondary champion.
So he's the champion then.
Devin Haney is the champion.
Yes, he is.
Devin the Dream Haney is the champion.
He is a champion. You got that right.
Tank Davis
Just
comes
like Gervonta
behind
Davis.
Devin Haney.
You can't get out of this, dog. You can't say the man is a secondary champion without calling him a champion. You can't. You can't do it.
I already proved my point by asking the question.
There's no way you can get out of that.
Can Gervonta be undisputed if Devin Haney doesn't drop the WBO super belt?
Nobody can be
WBA
undisputed until nobody can be undisputed until Devin Haney drops a belt. All of the belts.
You know what I mean by that question.
No, I know what you mean, and I'm answering your question. Gervonta Davis cannot be undisputed if Devin Haney keeps the IBF belt. Dummy.
Bro. Nah.
Nah, bro. You're not that smart.
You're wrong, bro.
You work hard. I got to tell you, dude, you work hard, but you got limitations. You cannot say that somebody is not a champion if you call them a champion. You
He's
also
a secondary
cannot say
champion.
it doesn't matter. It's a championship.
Yeah, secondary championship.
Yeah, exactly. A championship.
Yeah, I agree. So then
there you go.
What
are you arguing with me?
So then what are we arguing about?
It's a championship. That's what I want to know.
I just said Tank Davis. He doesn't have ambition.
I want to know why you're arguing with me when you know he's a champion. Because I said he's a champion.
I'm just saying he cannot be undisputed with that regular belt.
He cannot be undisputed if somebody drops the IBF.
Why are you going to the IBF?
Dude, because you're talking about undisputed. When I said he's a champion,
does Gervonta have?
Your statement was that he was a champion, and you agree that he's a champion. So just agree and shut up.
So then what are we fussing about, man?
No, what are you? That's my point. Why did you even jump on?
I'm just saying it's a secondary belt. He's not the main champion.
Already agreed with me.
He's just not the main champion. That's all.
Who said a main? You want to add word? You want to add words to it? He's a champion. That's what I said. He's a champion.
It's just a way to promote Gervonta. You know he's not.
It's a way to tell the truth. Try it.
You know he's not going to fight those big fights, but
now he's not going to fight the big fights.
You know what it is.
No, I don't know what it is. I know that he's a champion, and that's what we're talking about. And you say he's a champion, but you keep talking.
I said he's a secondary champion.
That was my champion.
Point. That belt.
So therefore, he's a champion.
To me, that belt doesn't mean anything.
I don't care what it means to you. To me, none of the belts mean anything. Great.
Well,
there's some people. Some people are tennis fans, and none of the belts mean anything to them. I'm not getting paid off any of the belts. So how do the belts really actually mean anything to me? You just want to talk and hear your lips bump. If the man is a champion, the man is a champion.
I made a valid point today.
You didn't make shit with a bunch of stuff to try to come around and try to say that Gervonta Davis is never going to fight anybody.
That's the point. He's got a secondary belt.
Say that you don't think he's ever going to fight anybody.
Fight Isaac. Who has he fought so far?
Say what you mean. That's why I call you. You need to stop doing all of this indirect shit you do.
Other than Gervonta fighting Ryan Garcia at a catchweight with the rehydration clause, who else has he fought? Jose Pedraza?
You think I'm going to sit there and name a bunch of people that he fought? You know who he fought. He fought guys for major championship belts.
He fought Leo Santa Cruz, whose previous fight was at 126 pounds.
His previous fight was not at 126.
The fight before the previous
excuse me. He was a 130-pound champion.
Before that fight, he was at 126.
He fought him and beat him as a reigning 130 pounds.
He only had one fight at that weight.
He was a world champion at 130 pounds.
He only had one fight at 130.
So what? He was
126 pounds.
Champion at 130 pounds.
He came up all the way from 180 pounds.
At 130 pounds.
He came up
if he fought for a belt that mattered.
Ryan Garcia came down from 140. Hector Garcia came up from 130.
He didn't come down to 140.
What was his last fight at?
At 140. Okay. At 140. What fight was the Tank fight at? Dummy. What fight was the Tank fight at for Ryan Garcia?
136 pounds.
No, he was at 140. That's
with a 10-pound rehydration clause.
That is 140.
No, 140 is if Ryan Garcia was able to weigh in at
140 is he fought him in the 140-pound weight division.
Come on,
that's
bro.
140.
Gervonta
moved up to 140 to fight him.
Gervonta is a prize fighter, and there's nothing.
What fight are you fighting at if you weigh in at 136?
You're fighting at a catch weight.
What weight division is that?
Catch weight. That's what it's called.
No, it's not. It's junior light. It's junior middle. It's junior. It's super lightweight.
No, bro, you can't just flip shit however you want to. That's not.
I'm not flipping shit. He fought them. You want to say that? You want to ask me who he fought? I tells you who he fought, and you want to say the guy that's a champion in that weight division didn't fight in that weight division.
Tank fights.
Let me fact check you real quick. Because you tend to lie. Oh, I'm sorry. You tend to tell a lot of lies. Just like Rick Glazier, a liar. You definitely behave like your boy Rick Glazier, a stone cold liar. So let me just show you this so everybody can see that this liar here who represents Rick Glazier tried to stick in a lie. G-Man King.
He had one fight at 130. I told you.
Excuse me. You are once again a liar.
I told you. He had
what you said was, no, you're a liar. What you said was that the fight before Gervonta Davis, he fought at 126, the fight before. That's what you said. You're a liar. You're a liar. You're a liar. That's what you said. Liar. Miguel Flores, this fight is at 130 pounds. Then Gervonta Davis fought him at what weight class? Liar.
Stop lying on me. I said he had one fight. He had one fight at 130.
What weight class is this that he fought in?
I said before fighting Gervonta, he had one fight at 130.
What weight class is this? Is the Gervonta Davis fight?
Super featherweight. But I told you.
There you go. Shut up, liar. You are a lying piece of shit. What you said was that was his. He was a 126 pounder. He fought at his weight class for a major championship belt.
He had one fight at 130 pounds before Gervonta. That was my point.
No, that's not what you said.
Before that, look at where Leo Santa Cruz fought.
It doesn't
Go check
matter.
out his resume.
So what? He's the 130-pound champion.
He fights people that need to move up or they need to come down in weight. That's my only point.
You sure?
Come on, sure? Bro. You lost this
one
today.
Does that?
You lost this
Mario Barrios needed to come down in weight.
No, he was gonna fight him at 140, right?
Yeah, So Mario Barrios.
But
Mario Barrios The
Ryan
welterweight. Then
Ryan
why
Garcia
you hate
was
on
too
Tank? Why do
dangerous.
you hate Tank? Why you hate Tank, man?
I don't hate anybody.
Yes, you do.
That's a strong
Because you're
word.
completely unfair to that man.
That's a
Why
strong
you hate
word.
Tank?
Now
Why do you
you
hate Tank? What did he
now
do
you're
to you?
making an emotional appeal, huh? I see.
You are being very
You want to
emotional
make an
when you
emotional
lie.
appeal.
Why are
Nah,
you lying
bro.
on Tank,
Stop
man?
making hasty generalizations, bro. Don't do
No,
that.
I'm being very specific about you. Why are you lying on Tank, bro?
How did I lie on Tank?
You said that he fought somebody. First of all, you said he fought
How
Leo
about you
Santa Cruz.
rewind the
You
tape, bro?
acted like he fought him at lightweight.
Rewind the tape. I know he
No,
fought
I'm
him at
not rewinding
130
shit. I
pounds.
want to know why you be lying on Tank.
I already listen, bro.
Why you jump up here lying, bro? What do you say about Lennox Lewis too? Let's go check this Lennox Lewis lie.
Go ahead, check it. In
Let's go check this
2000,
Lennox Lewis
he
lie.
was made into a super champion at WBA.
Let's check this Lennox Lewis stuff. Because this is what you got to do with guys like you. You got to actually check.
I got
you'll out
time
here,
today, bro.
you'll out here and say that a man who was a reigning 130-pound champion was moved up in weight to fight Gervonta Davis. You'll say even though Gervonta Davis moved down in weight to fight him, you'll say Gervonta Davis only fights people that need to move down in weight, even though Gervonta moved down to fight him.
He's a prize fighter. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, that's nothing wrong with him when it's a prize fighter. I got you.
He's not a championship level fighter.
Hold on. All right, so I'm looking here, right here.
Go ahead.
And you know what I don't see right here?
Go ahead.
WBA, WBC, 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 WBA World Championship.
Go ahead and look up how the WBA Super
Evander Holyfield. He fought Evander Holyfield for the WBA World Championship.
What
got
happened?
that from Evander Holyfield.
What happened?
He did not fight for the Super Championship. Liar.
Oh my God, man.
Nope, it's right there. I
guy.
will show it to you. You're lying again.
This guy here.
This guy here will definitely research your facts and will bust you out. This right here, let me show you because you like to lie. So I will bring up this screen because you like to lie. Always got to check you, friend. Always got to check you.
Right now, you lying on me, bro.
No, I'm not, and I'm going to prove it. Prove it. Let's show you right here where King lies again. King, let's go to...
Go ahead, prove me wrong.
Lennox Lewis. This is Lennox Lewis. Liar. Lennox Lewis. Vladimir Klitschko. There's no WBA belt there. Mike Tyson. IBF, IBO, and WBC. There's no belt there. Hasim Rahman. IBF, IBO, WBC. There's no belt there.
You need to read
David Tua. Stop. I'm getting there. I already know the answer. IBF, IBO, WBC. I'm just going to beat you in what you were going to say after this. Evander Holyfield, the WBA World Championship, right there. Let's keep going back to see if he holds the WBA before that. He does not.
Don't pull
WBC, nope.
Don't
WBC,
pull up the box track.
Excuse me. He's WBC. WBC, 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 WBC. The only time that he is the WBA is against Evander Holyfield. So let's go to this WBA World Heavyweight title and see where this is.
Please
today.
read this. Read
It is
the history.
belt. Excuse me. It is the belt that
I thought
Daniel Dubois holds. Stop it, you liar. This is the belt that the WBA holds, called the WBA World Championship. Daniel Dubois, Trevor Bryan, Mahmoud Char, Ruslan Shavadnikov, Alan Povetkin, David Hay, all the way back, John Ruiz to Roy Jones Jr. to Lennox Lewis.
How do I share my screen?
So again, we're going to go to something else.
I thought you said box track was incredible.
Be
all
quiet.
Of a sudden, that's your number one source, huh?
I am going to now go to...
Look up the history of the WBA Super
Now I'm going to go to a certain guy named Tyson, named Oleg
Look up the history of the super belt, bro.
Usyk. I'm gonna pull up the history of it.
Not in BoxRec.
You're not a boxing fan. You are somebody that is you are what you call a shill.
Man.
Be quiet, shill. Daniel Dubois, let's go to win this belt, this WBA Super World Heavyweight Championship began. Go to the end of it. Vladimir Klitschko held it.
Yep. Go down to Lennox Lewis.
Yes, no, I don't have to go down to anywhere because Vladimir Klitschko was the first one to have it.
It started
and Vladimir
in 2000.
Klitschko, excuse me, this belt has been in existence since 2011.
No, 2000 when Lennox Lewis fought.
2011. Shush, you liar. Shush, you liar. You liar. You liar. What did you say about Lennox Lewis in the WBA belt that he never held?
Can I send you the link?
No.
Why not?
Because I'm not interested in it. I know he never held that belt.
He did.
No, he did not.
I'll
The
send you
the history of the WBA World Championship starts in 2011 with Vladimir Klitschko.
Super Championship.
There you go. The WBA World Super Championship started with Vladimir Klitschko. You liar.
In December 2000, the WBA created an unprecedented situation, introducing a new title called the Super World Championship. It started with Lennox Lewis. Please look up the history.
No.
Please.
Lennox Lewis was not the WBA
After he won the fight, they made him the super champion. In 2000, that was crazy.
Not even elevated to it. I don't know where you got it. I don't care where you got it from.
Then you don't care for facts.
Let me tell you what BoxRec is very, very, very good at. The lineage of championships.
Yeah, but it's not good at it when I want to make my point with BoxRec.
I'm sorry, bro. I don't know where you pull your shit up at. You're a liar.
You told me when I told you the BoxRec pound for pound rankings were fraud.
I ever said about BoxRec
was that their pound for pound rankings were fraud.
Seriously, in its pound for pound rankings.
Okay, so we're selective with how we want to support.
No, I'm not. When you run an algorithm about opinion, that's something else. They have the records. The first WBA super champion was Vladimir Klitschko.
I feel like I debunked you today, man.
You can feel like whatever you want, you liar.
Lennox Lewis was the first super champion in 2000. And anybody can go.
Fucking amazing. Lewis, in the year 2000, he didn't even fight for the WBA title in the year 2000. In the year 2000, he fought David Tua, France Botha, and Michael Grant in the year 2000. David Tua, Francis Botha, and Michael Grant. The WBA title in the year 2000. In 1999, he fought Evander Holyfield for the WBA belt. Evander Holyfield became a champion again by beating John Ruiz for the WBA world title. And he had 3 fights in a row for the WBA against John Ruiz. What is this guy's? I'm sorry. You have to deal with liars, bro. Amazing. Two fights against Evander Holyfield in 1999 saw Lewis become the undisputed heavyweight champion by unifying his WBC titles and the WBA and IBF titles, as well as a vacant IBO. In 2000, the WBA stripped Lewis of his title when he chose to fight Michael Grant instead of mandatory challenger John Ruiz. Similar to the IBF stripped him of his title when he chose not to face the mandatory title in Chris Bird.
And that is why he became promoted to us. He was
No. Lennox Lewis was stripped of that belt. The WBA super title WBA super title. You like to play with words and you don't like to read. World champ WBA super title, I do believe, was created well before that, but we'll see. Anyway, he was never the WBA super title. He was never the WBA super titleist. Never. Ever. He was not the WBA super champion.
I can send you the link in the private chat, man.
You know, you need to learn to read. He was not the WBA super champion. Never. He was never elevated to the WBA super champion.
So they
never.
created the super champion.
That is a far stretch, dummy, from saying that because he got stripped, because people started to refuse fighting mandatories, that they created a way for champions to continue to fight and not fight mandatories is not the same thing as saying that he was ever the WBA super champion, because he was not.
That's exactly what it is.
It is not, because he was never the WBA super champion. He was stripped of the WBA championship.
Man, I can't keep rambling back and forth about this.
You can't, because you're not. Let me tell you, man, seriously, whoever you're listening to, you need to listen to somebody that has a little bit more able to better reading comprehension.
Why I gotta listen to somebody?
Because whoever told you that Lennox Lewis was the WBA super champion lied to you.
I can read.
You can read that they created the belt after they stripped him?
Yes, sir.
And that means he was elevated?
He was called the super champion.
No, he was never called the He's never called the super champion. Dude, seriously, man, I gotta let you go because when I call you a moron, bro,
You don't have to disrespect me, man, but it is.
I mean, you're disrespecting me by having these ridiculous ass conversations with me.
I don't think it was ridiculous. I think I did pretty good today, but
no, you sucked at it.
okay.
You basically said something that is obviously not true. That Lennox Lewis was a WBA super champion because he never was. That the belt was created for Lennox Lewis, which it never was. You also said that Leo Santa Cruz moved up in weight.
You can rewind the tape.
Davis. Goodbye, bro. It was nice talking to you, man. Actually, it wasn't. It was kind of a waste of time. Anyway, what's going on, Alan Johnson? How can I help you, sir?
What's going on, Fanon? Man, why you get this idiot on the line for, man? He can't read, man. He can't understand. He can't comprehend, man.
Hey, man, it is what it is. What's going on, brother? How can I help you, man?
Man, I just listen to you, man. Fanon, you're doing a wonderful job, man. Just keep doing your thing, man. These idiots that come on here, they just can't comprehend. They just can't listen, can't read for themselves. So, you know, they just hating on Gervonta. Gervonta just the dude, man. Stop hating. Errol still the man. Deontay still the man. Hey, man, they getting this money. We ain't worried about bills. Bills ain't nothing to them no more. It's about this money, man. That's why Errol got that big lump sum. If he wanted to, he could retire now. But he got so much heart, he gonna come back and fight again. Same thing with Deontay. Deontay got knocked out twice. He came back, man. So, I mean, what's greater than a man having a comeback story? That's what's good about it. A man having a comeback story and going to war. Let him die on his shield. He said, let me die on my shield, man. You know, so I'm proud of these guys. Let these people, man. You know, we do commentating. You do commentating, but you do a great job. You do a great job, and people just don't understand boxing. If you don't understand boxing, don't bring your ass to his channel. It's about understanding boxing. You know, the techniques about boxing. Since I'm the Rise family, you know, I learned more about boxing where I come to both of y'all channels. You know, so I ain't no expert, but I do know how to listen. I do know how to comprehend. So, you know, I just think you just keep doing what you're doing. Keep doing what you're doing.
Hey,
bro.
thank you, brother.
Don't let nobody discourage you, man. Get on their ass, kick their ass out, and handle your business, bro.
Will do, brother.
I'm gonna tell you one thing. Since you said, you know, you were talking about the other day, since you know, my brother's a Cap.
Oh, for real? That's what's up.
So, yeah. So, you know, I keep up with my brother, you know, because both my brothers are Kappas. So, you know, anything I deal with Kappas, I appreciate, I salute that thing.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. Again, say, brother, I said, what's
man,
up?
You know, I know hold you, man. Just keep doing what you're doing, bro. Hey, do your thing, bro.
All right, thank you, man. Appreciate you, Mr. John. Hey, leave a comment in the comment section so I can get you that wrench. Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate that, man. Nah, but with dude, look, Nude, I want to research because I know he's gonna lie. I know you're lying before I started doing it. Soon as he said that, see, that's what they do. I'm telling you, that's what Rick Glazer does. Rick Glazer does a lot of that. Rick Glazer just throws some shit out there as fact, and you can't verify it. So if you actually take enough time to go and verify what he says, I suspect you'll find a lot of stories. Because when the dude told me he was a legal expert, I knew right away that you're lying. You're not a legal expert. There's no way you're a legal expert. You're not a medical expert just because you went to a hospital. And I'm sorry, I didn't read that chat. Hey, thank you, brother. Big Dog Willie. I mean, not Big Dog Willie. The Phenomenal Show said, oh, by the way, I got you that link. I got you that wrench, the Phenomenal Show. Said, hey, Lennox Lewis was never called the WBA Super Champion. That's a fact. He was never the champion. Vladimir Klitschko was the one they did that for. Like they're going to make a super championship up for a black dude. Right off its face, you know they ain't about to do that. They want to make that easier for Vladimir Klitschko to become an undisputed. And then they named Vladimir Klitschko the lineal champion, even though Vladimir Klitschko had never fought Vitaly Klitschko, who was the WBC championship at the time. Yeah, he sucks, bro, but you know what it is. Hey, man, anytime, phenomenal show, anytime, brother. I appreciate y'all kicking it with me, man, on this. I'm looking for another argument. The arguments are fun, man. Hey, man, much love to everybody that supported in the super chat today and the Cash App. Thank you. Some of the arguments are fun though, because I learn when I get to debunk you. I feel as if I've debunked you. Just come around to the fact that you don't like Gervonta Davis. Tank ain't who he was fighting next. He said he get a fight at the end of the year, early next year. Dude, Savage Killer, Gervonta Davis can fight whoever he wants to fight this year because he's already given me 2 good fights this year. If Alexander Usyk can fight Daniel Dubois and Tyson Fury can fight, what's that dude? What's that dude's name again? Francis Ngannou. I'm not trying to hear. And honestly, man, I like the fight with Hector Garcia too. Very underrated fight with Hector Garcia. He could fight Edwin DeSantos. He could fight DeSantos, and they say, "Oh, who's DeSantos?" He's got a Latin as name. It's Pitbull. Yeah, he can fight whoever he wants to do. Pitbull's a good fight too. I don't understand. I understand why people are saying that. That's what he said on the interview the other day. Oh, said Tank ain't who he's fighting next. He said told he got a fight at the end of the year. Who said that? Pitbull? Said Pitbull said he's not fighting Tank next? Well, then they'll go, okay, there you go. Pitbull would be the expert in it. I just think a lot of y'all trying to dump on fights before they take place. Heck yeah, Hector Garcia is a very good fighter, man. Here's a link in the comment section, though. For now, you don't think Tank should push to knock off Tio or Frank Martin or even Edwin DeSantis until he runs it back with Pitbull? I don't care who he fights, honestly. I'm being honest with you, man, because what the fuck? Oh, that's what the problem is. Okay. Here's that link, though. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm screwing up. Hold on one second. Fuck. It is what it is. I'm sorry, man. Hold on a second. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Big Dog Willie, what's up, Big Dog Willie?
What's going on? What's going on? Hey, I just want to say a quick thing. Usyk and the boss, whatever his name is, he's losing. The boy's going to lose every single round badly. If he can't get out of a way of a Joe Joyce slow ass jab, he's going to lose bad.
Yeah, he could, man. He could.
I don't think. Go ahead.
No, I'm listening to you.
No, I don't think he can get out, man. I don't know what's up with these European fighters besides Tyson Fury from England, but I swear to God, they don't have like some technical, like some basic things about them getting out of the way of jabs. It's all the fighters are like that. I don't understand that.
Hey, man, I don't think all of them are like that, but it is what it is, man. They do. I think there's a lot of really good fighters in Europe.
I'm talking about the heavyweights. I'm talking about the heavyweights. I'm not necessarily talking about the younger ones. I mean, the smaller ones, but I'm talking about the heavyweights.
I mean, hey, man, they got some good heavyweights over there, man. They got some good heavyweights. But
who besides Tyson Fury?
Alex, you talking about UK or Europe?
I'm talking about Europe no, I said UK. I meant UK. UK, my fault. UK.
Okay, because I was gonna name a bunch. I was gonna say
no UK.
Yeah, I was gonna say a bunch of. You talking about the UK?
Yeah.
I mean, I think Anthony Joshua's a good heavyweight. I think Anthony Joshua's definitely a good heavyweight. I think Tyson Fury's definitely a good heavyweight. A very good heavyweight. I think they got a couple really good ones. But when you said Europe, I was thinking you're talking about.
No, I mean UK. That's what I meant.
Yeah. I think
I don't see like those their fighters can't get out of the way of jabs. I see with Double D, whatever his name is, with Dillian White. Well, he don't really count. He's a piece of shit. But I mean, the rest of them, they can't. I swear to God, they always end up with the UKI, and they're slow.
Yeah, I mean, it is. I just think that the heavyweight division just overall is, I just don't think the heavyweight division overall is in a particularly great place. That's just me. But
you're right. I'm not going to hold too much of your time. I mean,
appreciate you. I forgot. I'm sorry that hey, thank you, brother. He said my guy Big Dog Willie said Devin is the reason why the sun rises in the east. Yeah, he is.
Sorry, man. I'm about to go. I forgot I wrote that. All right, man.
All right, bro. Yeah. Yeah, I don't really know what to say, man. I need to update myself a little bit more on heavyweights. I don't really always feel too comfortable talking about them because I just think that the whole heavyweight division is just, I think, first of all, I think it's the most juiced up division that there is in boxing. I think we would get better fights if there was a little less juicing going on. These dudes just be juicing, man. Like I just don't believe him. The steroids in boxing is just. I think that now this just may be my prejudice, but I think it's heavily over there in the UK, man. Can you see Crawford fight Canelo at 168 winning? Seriously, yeah, I do. AM Sports. I just did a video about it. Yeah, I think he can beat Canelo. I think he has a chance to beat Canelo. Crawford at 168. Yeah, absolutely, I do. Yes, sirree, I do. Yes, sirree, Bob, I do. Terrence Crawford, fake Terrence Crawford fans don't, though. I think Terrence Crawford got a better chance with Canelo than he does with Jaron Ennis. I think Pitbull fight will do around 700K pay-per-view buys on the strength of how hated Tank is, especially by the Latino, the Latin communities. And especially since many people honestly think he won the first fight. Yeah, there is a lot of people that think that he won the fight. I'll just take the fight any way it goes, bro. You are fake Terrence Crawford fans, flat out fake Terrence Crawford fans. Flat out fake Terrence Crawford fans. Flat out fake Terrence Crawford fans. I know y'all fake Terrence Crawford fans. I've been paying attention to y'all, especially people that I knew that talked about Terrence Crawford and anything unrelated to Errol Spence. Y'all ain't never been Terrence Crawford supporters, not never. He included. He included. Included. Man, let too many people start liking Terrence Crawford, dog. Man, Crawford saved boss. Man, Crawford's a great fighter, bro. I can't lie. I just think he just whine too much for me, dog. I ain't gonna lie, dog. He whined too much, man. He reminded me of this kid, man, that I grew. He reminded me of this kid that I was around when I was growing up, man. Like, dude, he was pretty much a nice guy, but he just had so many, just his attitude was just so funky, bro. Like, he just stuck on a funky ass attitude. Like, he defaulted to a funky attitude like way too quick. Like, dude even look like Terrence Crawford. I ain't gonna, dude even look like him. Hey, what's going on, Rachel and Nonito? Donaire in the building. What's up? I'm chilling. You know, we're still carrying the banner for boxing, walking down the street with it, even though we ain't got big fights, but we got a fight coming up tonight. We got a fight coming up today. And not too long, about an hour and a half, I think. Not too long at all. He said, I can only appreciate Bud in the ring. He's whiny as F, though. He was super whiny, bro. Super, dog. Come on, man. But it is what it is, bro. You know what it is? Just what it is, man. You're not, there's always going to be, like, I just don't get the idea that you just, like, I was a Crawford fan, and I was telling Money Brown years ago that he was, dude, there's a lot of people that said that, bro. That's not what I'm talking about. Being a fan of him for years ago, dog, a whole lot. My question is, are you a fan of his when he's not fighting Errol Spence? Are you a fan of his, and do you support him when he's not fighting him? That's my question. It's airing on ESPN Plus, D1. ESPN Plus is where that is, where it's going down on ESPN Plus. Will Bud sign the busted gloves I bought? I was just watching some highlights of Nonito last night with my little cousin. Oh, that's what's up. Yeah, man. Nonito a killer, bro. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Oh, ATG right there. It definitely at 118, 122. Rachel Nonito, what's up? Yes, sir. What do you mean? Who's the boogeyman? Look, man, we outside to stop hating on Devin, man. Y'all got to stop hating on Devin, man. You know, you got to stop hating on Devin, bro. Chris, you supported him years ago, so did I. I support him now. I think he's got a very good chance to beat Canelo. I do. I think he'll be able to go with Snack, as long as Snack got his back. No, I'm just joking. That's like a little sneak diss, but I don't really mean that. But as long as, you know, hey, I think he got a shot. He can fight, man. And Canelo's not that big a dude. But I do think gotta have crack to be a boogeyman, in my opinion. Oh, Devin Haney is not the boogeyman, dog. Devin Haney is not fighting these dudes. Devin Haney moved up to that weight division. Devin Haney is now the prima donna. And you can like it or not like it. Devin Haney has shifted from boogeyman to prima donna. And not in a negative way, but just more like, what do you have to offer me? Once he started talking about, what do you have to offer me? Then I got to say, okay, you know, what's going on here? You know, what's going on here? Fanon, show us you support Terrence Crawford by person in another t-shirt. No. I will never do that. I don't purchase anything but retired shirts. I have a strap season shirt. Somebody bought that for me. And I appreciate it because I definitely wear it. Definitely wear it. prima donna. No, to a prima donna. He went to, I want to fight everybody, to, you have nothing to offer me. That type of shit. That's why I say that. But I don't even know if it's him. I think it's his fans. I have the unfortunate ability to separate fans from fighters. Like Terrence Crawford or Errol Spence. I separate Errol Spence from Errol Spence fans. I know there's a lot of people that find Errol Spence fans annoying. Big Dog Willie, the winning team, said, I don't hate on Devin. I hate the Haney cult. Yeah, it's pretty bad. But it's not as bad as it used to be. It's not as bad as it used to be. We're not close enough to one of his fight dates for it to be as bad as it used to be. Terrence 100% is narcissistic 100%. A narcissist? No, I don't think he's really somebody that seeks a lot of attention. I wouldn't say he's a narcissist. Not off what I saw, not off what I've seen. I just think he's, I think he thrives off of negativity. That's what I think. I think he thrives off of negativity. What is that? That's what I think, though. You guys feel free to disagree with me if you like. Yeah, we knew that shit was going to do that. Hold on one second. Ugh. You know what I mean? I just think he thrives off negativity. I love it when everybody's against me. That type shit. That type shit. Hey, one more caller, man, and then I'm a bounce. I appreciate y'all talking boxing with me. One more person want to talk boxing with me. I gotta admit though, dog, King, you do provide a service. You are good, but you are definitely a good punch dummy. Don't just, man, I swear. If you read The Inner Ring by Rudy Gonzalez, Mike Tyson's personal limousine drive, no, of course not. Of course, no way in the world am I going to read something like that. But look, we got about 5 more minutes, man. Unless somebody clicks this link. If not, you know what we'll do. We'll holler at you later. I'm not going to be calling no Alexander Usyk fight, but I am going to watch the Alexander Usyk fight with Danny Dubois. I can't contemplate sitting up there and watching all those undercard fights. Although I do think, it's ESPN, so it may be faster. At least it's not like the Zone where they televise like 9 hours of fights. Man, the Zone be wasting a lot of airtime with that stuff. Man, Terry's good. And Big Dog Willie. Yeah, but all right, man. So that's it. I guess I'll roll off. Much love to everybody in the chat, everybody in the super chat. We'll talk to y'all tomorrow morning for show, but we're gonna cut it at 2:23. I'll go to 2:30. I'll go 2:30 on it. But I think we've covered the topics. Frank. Watting on Haney. Hey, dude, seriously though, I do think that I did forget to mention that. I do believe that the the best are fighting the best at lightweight. They may not all be fighting for like a succession of belts, but if Tank fights Isaac Cruz and Shakur fights Frank Martin, and you had Devin Haney fight Lomachenko, dude, those are 3 of the best fighters in that division, or 4 of the best fighters in that division fighting the best fighters in that division. Lomachenko and Haney, that's 2 of them. Actually, Gervonta Davis fought Ryan Garcia, so that's 2 more. Shakur Stevenson fights. If Shakur Stevenson fights Frank Martin, that's 6. The best fighting the best in my book. I like it. I'll take those fights. I don't know. I disagree about the Eastside Cruz fight. I think most of the people, even though I can understand why somebody would want to see more and want to see something different. But anyway, that's me. I didn't want to make that final point. But anyway, much love to everybody in the chat. Thank you to everybody that has left comments, that have hit the like button, that subscribe to the channel. Thank you to everybody that supports in the super chat and in the Cash App today. You guys are definitely the reason why the channel is able to continue. So thank you very much. What's up to my guy, John Bowie? Thank you for coming through today. But with that, I'm going to bounce up out of here. Y'all have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful day. And with that, I'm out. Deuces.